What's up? Just want to go over how to pack a Gibson guitar. Here we have a limited edition Beauty of the Burst R0. I just want to share kind of what I do. I videotape everything because the carrier insurance it's kind of a scam. You know, they never pay out. You got to fight them for months, and it's just been really rough. So I videotape everything. The first thing I do on a Les Paul is remove this guy. I've had this thing break in shipping, go all over the place, cause dings and dents. Sometimes it gets under the guitar. And then these things are, you know, 40 bucks, 40 to 60 bucks, depending on what kind of guitar you're I mean, I'm dealing with a custom shop reissue. So yeah, we're looking at 60 bucks to replace this thing. So that's going to go in the case cavity in a baggie. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen the strings and wrap the headstock. I'm going to wrap the headstock with something that cannot melt. I have had plastic melt against guitars. I live in Texas, so it's pretty common. I loosen the strings and then I separate the strings from the frets just to prevent any fret wear as the guitar is in here. And then I also am going to put a little piece of styrofoam right here to protect this because I have seen these break in shipping also. Like I said, I do like a front and back of the whole guitar, and that's just in case I do end up fighting with UPS. But honestly, I don't pay for their insurance anymore. It's been a big old hassle. I use a third party, and that's kind of the way I do things. I'm going to go ahead and get on that, and then I'll be back with you. All right, this is what I would consider a guitar that's ready to get boxed up. Again, I've got her wrapped. I do want her to still rest up against the case lining so that the neck is not under any extra tension at all. But I've got her padded underneath. And again, I don't have the plastic touching the guitar. It's summer here in Texas, so that's important for me. Again, I just use a little piece of styrofoam to lock that in, and a little thing to separate the strings from the frets. I usually do try and make sure this is coming on the inside. And sometimes I'll show the clasps because those tend to get bonked around in shipping. Another lesson that I've learned is I only use new packing materials. So I've got new bubble wrap. I buy everything in bulk on eBay. And then I use new boxes. Ever since I started using new boxes, again, I buy them in bulk on eBay, about $7 to $8 a piece. I have had no issues. I've only had one headstock break in the 5 years that I've been doing this full time. And that was because I was using used materials. Once I switched to new materials, for whatever reason, UPS, FedEx seemed to take better care of the instruments. So next thing I'm going to do is wrap up this entire thing nice and tight. All right, so I've got it wrapped on every side. You can see I kind of put double wrapping around the headstock and double wrapping on the bottom. And again, I'm ready for UPS or FedEx to throw this out of their truck because that is what they do. They will just throw it. So I am packing for that. Got the box built and ready. You can see my tape lines are nice and tight. Again, what I'm trying to communicate to the driver is that this has been packed with care and should be shipped with care. Talk about boxes real quick. I do use single ply boxes. On occasion, if I have a very high-end instrument, like maybe 5 to 10K in value, I will double box. But for the most part, I use 18 by 6 by 45. I also leave this showing when it's packed, and I take a video of this with the shipping label because UPS will constantly try and charge me back saying that my box is bigger and they don't provide any proof. They don't feel like they need to, and they will just arbitrarily sometimes double the rate of their label. So I just make sure I get that shot. Also, before I drop the guitar in, I will line the bottom. Now, the goal is not for the guitar to be sticking up farther than the box. I do want some space on the top to provide more cushion so that when UPS drops it off the truck, it's no big deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop her in right now, and then I'll pack her in. This to me is what a well-packed guitar looks like. It's not moving in the box at all. It is surrounded on every side. I've even had carriers step on the boxes. So again, I just can't emphasize enough, you don't want it moving around at all. The last thing I'll do is fill it up to the very top, and then I'll close her up. So this literally would be the last shot, the last step I take. I'm gonna get the weight in here. I would have the label here, but obviously I don't want my customer's information out there. And then I've got the dimensions of the box in view so that I can grab this screenshot if needed to send to UPS when I need to fight and for their label up charges. You can see I have fragile stickers all the way around on every side, including the bottom. And that's because I rarely see, even if you put this side up with arrows, I rarely see when my driver comes, they're always laid down. So I'm Fragile stickers on all sides. The last thing I'll do is print the label, put it right here, and then I will actually tape over the address portion just in case the box gets wet. And I have had 0 issues when I do it this way. So hopefully that is helpful to you. Good luck out there, and keep making the world great by filling it with great music.